Hi David. Can we start with just how your squad is looking heading into this game? Any sort of new injury concerns?
No, not really. So Forshi, I just got the information that Forshi is ill, will not train today. Grant has a minor back problem where we have to assess him maybe the next 10 to 14 days, nothing major. Everyone else is fine.
You obviously, the club announced the decision yesterday that Hwang Yu-jo would return to Nottingham Forest. I think you kind of hinted that might be the case after the game because of that hamstring injury. Just a word on kind of him and his impact at the club first and foremost, and then what does that mean? You will head into the window. I mean, you've got obviously all your strikers fit and available now. I know you've said before you like to go with 3, so you're pretty happy with what you've got there?
No, at the end of the day, I think Ujo has done well. I think once he kept running, he needed a little bit time to come back to match fitness. But then I think everybody has seen that he's a very hard-working striker who is able to score goals, good workload, technical capability. So I really like him. I wish him the very best. I think he has done great for us when he was here in the building. And obviously with Josh back in training and in games as well, even if at the minute he for sure is not ready to play and start 3 games in a week. But we will work on it, and this means these are the strikers where we're where we are going forward with.
Yeah, I was going to ask on Jos because he obviously got 45 minutes last weekend. Do you now feel he's in a position where he can start in the Championship? And you said, and I guess the follow-up is, can he sort of finish a game as well? Can he play a full game now, or do you still feel you're going to have to be sort of a bit selective with his minutes?
I'm sure he can start. Does it mean automatically he can finish it and play 90 or in modern times 100 minutes? We will see. But he is on a very good way, and the best thing is that he can train without any issues the whole time now. And we have to work with him. He has to catch up some more match fitness for sure, but we are very happy to have him back.
And with Grant, that was the issue with his back that sort of sent him off in the last kind of few minutes of last week's game.
He has as I said, minor back problem. We should not force it. This is where we all together agreed to. This is why we said, come on, give him the next 10 to 14 days, but then he will be back and ready for sure. It's not a major issue, but something I think we should be careful with and make sure that we give him the right input in the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. These are never particularly nice questions to ask. I can understand they're probably not particularly nice questions to answer, but you all know yourself the feeling of supporters maybe towards you now, and or also some supporters. I can't speak for all of them. How do you? Because again, I know we've been from a position where you've had to answer a lot of questions on your future previously. How do you go about changing their views? Is it as simple now as results? Do you need to make sure the performances are there as a coach? Are you looking to maybe do anything differently because of some of the views from supporters?
Yeah, but to be fair, I don't take too much attention on this, because at the end of the day, it's only about us to change it. We had different feeling at the beginning of the season, then it changed back in the period where we, I think, only lost 1 in, I don't know, 7, 8, 9. Now we have this feeling a little bit again because we haven't won for 4 again. The only one who changes is us. So if you take too much attention to it, I think it doesn't help, to be fair. Nothing what gives you energy, it should not take your attention, and this is nothing which gives me or us energy. This is why it's not our attention on it. Our attention is how we can be successful against Hull City, how we can win this game, how we will set ourselves up to win this game, to perform obviously as well, and then we have a very busy week next week.
You've touched upon it a bit there, but the runs that your team have kind of been on, very good start, then almost a really tough autumn, and there's lots of reasons for that. Is there a little bit of a concern from your perspective that your team does seem to go through runs of results, really good ones, and then maybe ones where we're kind of again talking about sort of winless in 4? Does that concern you as a head coach? Can you put your finger on why quite that is the case?
No, for me it's not about looking back and have concerns. For me it's about looking forward and make sure that we perform and win football matches. This is where my totally attention is to.
Yeah, and I guess I know when you came in as head coach, you spoke a lot about togetherness and the importance of togetherness for successful football teams. There does feel quite a bit of frustration in the fan base at the moment, aimed, I guess, towards on the pitch, but also off the pitch as well. I guess again, how do you kind of fix that? Is it as simple as winning games? Does it need something a little bit more long term in terms of the fix of it? How do you think you get everyone back on the same page again and in one direction that, as you said before, is so important for teams being successful?
Yeah, this is totally correct. But the first and most important togetherness is the togetherness which we have here in the building and in the dressing room. And there is togetherness. We always have shown this. We said this, and this is the most important thing for us to come back to a better period, a successful period, a period where we win football matches, and then you have seen it. Then it changed. This is the nature of the game and the nature of the feeling of supporters. Your team win, you are happy. And your team will not win, you are not happy. And this is what they show, and this is what we have to respect and accept. And the thing which we know is that the only one who can change is us.
Yeah, I think we spoke last week about your 1 year sort of anniversary in the post. You've been here a year now. From kind of what you've assessed so far, what does this club need to do in order to get itself back to being successful and being in the position that you, the fans, and everyone else will want it to be? What are the steps that it needs to take in the next few months and years?
We have to improve in a lot of areas. I think this is clear, and this is what you can see, what you've seen, and we have to get consistently in our performances and results as well. I think there is, and I said this more often, there is a super good platform here where you can work with, where you can start from, but there's a lot of work to do. This is the truth as well. And nobody should forget that everyone else in this division is super competitive and takes it serious as well. So we are one of the competitor, and I think the most important thing is to have a long breath and to stick to your ideas and to make sure that you not get too far driven away by emotions and atmospheres, because this is not what helps in the situation.
Do you feel this is a group of players at the moment that is underachieving, that has got more to give in terms of the championship?
No, in general, if the question is, are we happy with the position where we're in at the minute? No, we aren't. We love to have more points and be higher up the table. But we know a lot of reasons why this is how it is, and it's the same. The only one who will change this is us. Who will work hard for it is us, and this is exactly what we do. To be fair, it seems a little bit the same question like 3 months ago, the same answers as well. The period in between was then we had other questions, and now we are a little bit here again to speak about this, and we've done exactly what we said 3 months ago. We can and we have to change it, and we will change it, and this is now exactly the same.
Good stuff. We'll go on to a different topic, and I'll ask you a little bit about the transfer window, which I know is one of your other favourite topics. I think you've spoken a little bit last week about how the group will look slightly different. From an incoming perspective, are you expecting many additions to your squad this month? And is it a case of having to be patient as the month goes on to seeing kind of what players and what opportunities pop up?
What's the meaning of many?
Up to you. How many do you want to put on it?
You asked the question. What's the meaning of many? 5?
Well, 10? More than one. Let's say more than one.
I don't know. The truth is, I don't know. We have to wait. It's open the window for a while. What will happen at the end of the window today? I don't know.
But have you kind of identified certain positions that you would like additions if something came up in those areas? I think there's been a lot of talk around defensive midfield. Is that an area that maybe you feel, with Kenny obviously becoming a centre-back option, does that open up the need to add a reinforcement there?
Obviously, we identified the areas and the target as well. yeah, this is part of our job, and we have discussions about this as well, but nothing I like to speak about public.
Of course, yeah, and I guess within that as well, it's a big squad, so I'm guessing there's probably going to be more trimming around the edges, and some of those younger players heading out online, like we've seen last week. I think Archie Mayer obviously got his loan kind of moved from Gateshead to Morecambe. Emmanuel Adebayo went to Walsall. Sort of more of those type loans. Do you sort of envisage before the end of the window as well?
This is unfortunately for you exactly the same answer. I would not surprise if so, but am I sure at the minute? No, I'm not, because it's quite early, and we will see what at the end of the window will happen.
In terms of Friday night, then a really kind of big test, a tough test against a Hull side who've done very well. Obviously met them on the opening day of the season. What have you made of kind of their progress this season and how they've performed so far?
Good. I think we have seen how competitive the game was, the first game which we had. Obviously, if you see what kind of a player and profile they signed today, you see that they take it serious and they really go for it as well as a football club. So it's a competitor, and we will be there on Friday, and we like to make sure that we are as competitive as we can be. And we know exactly that we have to do a lot of things right, but we are prepared, and we are really looking forward to this challenge.
How tough is it when a championship rival brings in a player like Fabio Carvalho on loan? That feels like quite a signing for this level.
Yeah, looks like.
Yeah. In terms of going there, I mean, you said it will be tough, and I think it will be tough because of how they've played. But it's that sense of opportunity, isn't it? I think you can close the points gap to them to 2 points, and then, as you said, the framing of the conversation that we're probably having is a lot different. So, is the message to your players that sense of opportunity that is ahead of them on Friday night?
Yeah, but to be fair, I don't have to assess this message. They are aware about the table, the points difference, what we are able to achieve if we win this game. I said this. We are really looking forward to it. They have areas where they are vulnerable. Obviously, they have some strength as well. We will prepare our guys as good as we can, and then on Friday we go for it.
Lovely stuff. Thanks, David. Good luck on Friday.
One for me, David. After the Bristol Rovers game, you said that you've got to be times where you've got to be honest and say whether we were good or whether we weren't. Do you think that honesty now transmit between now and the next bulk of games? You've just got to basically try and get as many results as possible. And
yeah, listen. Obviously, yes. I think it's important to speak about the truth. The truth is as well that obviously in this games 5 or 6 potential starter didn't play. The one or other guy who got the opportunity unfortunately was not able to use this opportunity. But again, and I said this as well, at the end of the day, we played the first half time against Bristol Rovers. We were not good. We absolutely were not. But this doesn't mean that the second half time you can perform and play better. And this is exactly how football works. So if you play a poor first half, it doesn't mean nothing for the second half. And this is where we then are focused on when we play Bristol away. But now, obviously, the first game, which is in between, is Hull on Friday.
David, just one from me on Kenny McLean, if that's all right. Given he played in defence so well, is it now a bit of a tricky problem for you, sort of working out where you want him in your team, given he's obviously shown to be quite a reliable option this season in both positions?
No, I think it's great to have a player who is capable of producing top performances in 2 different positions. I think, as you said, he has done fantastic as a centre half, and he played very well and for a long period of his career in midfield as well. So it all depends then obviously on the players we have available. It depends on the opponent which we face to make the decision where Kenny can perform individually on the highest level and where he can help the team on as best. And I think it's great to have this further option as a left-footed centre half, where more or less the whole world is searching for.
Yeah. Do you think he's been sort of your most reliable player since you've been at the club, or up there at least?
Yeah, one of the most reliable as long as he was healthy. We should not forget, obviously, end of the last season he had a knee injury as well, which ruled him out for I think 2.5 months, unfortunately as well. But in training and in games, he is one of the most reliable players which we have here since I'm here, yeah, for sure.